Dirtle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Dirtle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and dirtle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Dirtle Magic. Today we're playing some more Minsc Beloved Ranger. Looking at our opening hand, we do have 2 lands. No real ramp though to speak of. Let's take that free mulligan. New hand, 2 lands, but we do have ramp, quasi-like anyway, and Sylvan Reclamation for that cycling. And we do have Balmaid's Bracers and our commander to summon 2 4-drops afterward. I think we can keep this. The question will be, do we want to get double green or double red first? Our commander is Minsc Beloved Ranger. Red, green, white for a legendary 3/3 human ranger. When it enters the battlefield, we create Boo, a legendary 1/1 red hamster creature token with trample and haste. X until end of turn, target creature you control has base power and toughness XX and becomes a giant in addition to its other types, activate only as a sorcery. Our first opponent is Tasigur, the Golden Fang. Covered that on the channel. Link in the description below if you want to check that out. 5 black for a legendary 4/5 human shaman. Delve, each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 mana of the generic cost to cast it. 2 Simic, mill 2 cards, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from your graveyard to your hand. I should also note that Tasigur deck was a budget deck, so if you're interested in that, check it out there too. And our last opponent, fitting for the set coming up, is Bruna the Fading Light. It's a legendary angel horror for 5 white, and it's a 5/7 with Flying and Vigilance. When you cast this spell, you may return target angel or human creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It does meld with Gisela. Let's play the Bountiful Promenade, and we'll pass it off. Our turn did give us the Inferno Titan, and we did get to go first. Tasigur has Watery Grave plus a Soul Ring for the first turn. Okay, our second opponent is actually there. They play a Forest, but we cannot see their commander, so that's interesting. Over to Bruna. So my mistake, I don't know what's happening. Bruna with Arid Mesa on their turn and cracked immediately. I did ask in chat the second opponent what their commander is. They have not yet responded. So I guess it's a wait and see kind of approach. Snow-covered plains into play. Followed by Mana Crypt. Followed by Radiant Destiny. So it's essentially an Anthem, but you get to choose the creature type. To our turn, and to the second main. Drop the mountain, just basic land cycle. Looks like we're going to want to go get that forest. That way we can summon more things anyway. Well, let's pass it off. Over to Tasigur's turn, Windswept Heath into play. Get the crack, go get a land. There it goes. Breeding Pool into play and tap. They are down to 35, taking a bit of damage this game. It's Sylvan Library, followed by Dark Confidant. Okay, lots of card draw, and a lot of life loss. To our mysterious opponent, a Simic Signet into play, so they're at least green-blue. To Bruno's turn, Mana Crypt will trigger. Let's see if they get the bonk. The mystery player still doesn't respond with their commander. Maybe it just didn't load? That's problematic. They do take the bonk down to 36. They did take 1 from the Arid Mesa earlier. We have Thrawn Dynamo coming down. Another white source, and Bruna will come to the battlefield as well. Although, I don't know that they'd summon it right away. To our turn, we get Grasping Giant. Might be good later. Forest into play. And do we want to go Elemental Bond, or do we want to get down our commander right now? I think Elemental Bond, just so we can get that extra card draw and maybe to another land, because we're not getting any lands right now. And we'll pass it off there. Over to Tasigur, the Golden Fang. Bob triggers. We also have Sylvan Library trigger for the first time this game as well. Let's see if they're going to be losing any more life. The card they got off Bob was Gitaxian Probe, so they did lose 1 life for that. And then Rhystic Study on the main phase. That is a lot of card draw. It's Gitaxian Probe. They're going to target the mystery player. Unfortunately, yes, we have confirmed that their commander for some reason did not load. So that is problematic. I hope they can figure out how to fix that. Bob is on the attack. It's off into us, that's fair. We'll take the 2. Second main phase, Flooded Strand gets the crack. Let's see, what triumphs that? Zaggoth. Over to the mystery Simic player so far. Fact or Fiction and Ristic Study will trigger for the first time this game. Oh, we get to pick. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, looks like a Simic landfall deck, possibly. What do we want to give them? Let's go ahead and give them a land. And we'll probably just force them to take the land with no landfall guys, or the landfall guys. I imagine they'll take the landfall people. Especially if their commander was supposed to be like AC or Tatiova or something like that. Okay, they take Spitting Image of the land and the other card. I don't quite remember what it is, but they do leave the landfall guys in the graveyard. That's fine. I was kind of hoping they'd do that. To the cleanup step, though, they will have to discard a card. To Bruna's turn, Mana Crypt will trigger. Let's see if they get the bonk. And the discarded card was Stump Squall Hydra. So we do have some counter synergies. So still don't know what the commander would be. Still thinking it's a landfall commander, but who knows? They do not get bonked by the Crypt trigger. Flood Strand into play and cracked for the Bruna player, down to 35. It's Giselle the Broken Blade. We have a Meld on the horizon. Ristic Study triggers again, but they do pay the 1. To our turn, Rishkar's Expertise is not a card we need right now. Let's cast our commander and hope we get a land to play. We cannot pay for the study. We have some triggers. Let's make a boo and let's draw a card. It's not a land, it's Protector of the Crown. It looks like we're stuck for now. Let's go ahead. I guess we'll attack into the mystery player? No, we'll attack into Tasigur. Boo! Going for that nibble. And to the end step, damage is good. Tasigur down to 22. We have to discard a card. At this point, I guess we'll discard Grasping Giant because I don't think we're going to get to him and he'll be less useful immediately. Over to Tasigur, Bob triggers. They get Ponder. They lose 1 life down to 21. Sylvan Library to the stack there. Let's see if they keep any extra cards. It's Tireless Tracker coming down. They did not keep any extra cards. They remain at 21. Bloodstained Mire into play and cracked for the Tasigur player. That's another land into play. Overgrown Tomb into play. And we have a landfall trigger basically from the Tireless Tracker. Neoform. They sacrifice a creature to go get one. It is the Tireless Tracker. Let's see what they get then. Apparently they don't have anything that costs 4. That's interesting. Ponder to the stack. Bob on the attack again, off into the mystery player. Mystery player down to 38. That's the end of Tasigur's turn. They'll pass it off. The mystery player's turn, it's a Harmonize, and they pay for the Ristic Study. Hopefully we can get to some of our card draw here in a minute, but we'll see how things go. We are not getting those lands, as I said before. The mystery player did have to discard some cards. They discard Spitting Image and Explore. Over to Bruna's turn, Bonk Crypt will trigger. Let's see if they get it. They win the flip still at 35. Okay, we do have to worry about a meld in the near future here. Ancient Tomb into play. Yeah, that might be happening sooner than we want it to. We're also not drawing any removal, so it's a lot of sadness. It is Bruna the Fading Light, and they will pay the 1 for Ristic Study. Giselle's on the attack. It's off into us. Yeah, we'll be taking 5. That's unfortunate. We are down to 33, and Giselle will meld with Bruna. That's going to be nasty. So in case you're unfamiliar with this mechanic from the middle block of Innistrad, Giselle, Voice of Nightmares, is melded from the 2 cards Bruna the Fading Light and Giselle the Broken Blade. And as Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink, your opponents can cast spells with mana value 3 or less. So we're in a bit of a pickle here. We can cast those spells if we get to some lands, but we are not getting to any lands. Also, we can't get rid of the Battle Mage's Bracers now, so that's sad. Let's just go ahead and pass off the turn and go discard. Hopefully our opponents have an answer. We'll get rid of the Battle Mage Bracers. I don't think we're going to get much of an opportunity to use them. To the Tasigur player. We have a Polymorph on Brazella. I can live with that, except it looks like it's going to be a Chroma Angel of Wrath. I mean, it's better-ish? I don't know how I feel about this one. And a Chroma hits the battlefield. It does have protection from red and black, haste, trample, vigilance, first strike, flying. Yeah, it's a good beater. Mystic Sanctuary coming into play for Tasigur. They're going to get back the Polymorph. It does come into play untapped. They don't have mana to recast a Polymorph, though. So, at least we probably won't be taking a Chroma to the face. Never mind, we have a Dark Ritual. That'll be enough mana. Oh, Notion Thief coming down. Now I'm a little bit more concerned. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Notion Thief, it's one of the ones that was compared to Hull Breacher. It's generally weaker. Hull Breacher, and our set are the ones that can stop people from drawing cards and get extra advantage to their opponents, or to the controller rather. It's a problem. We have Suspend, exile target creature, and put 2 time counters on it. You know, that's a card I never thought I'd actually see. Bob is on the attack. It's off into the Bruna player. Yeah, big angels are big scary. To their mystery player's turn, we have Wickerbow Elder coming down. Old favorite card of mine. Unfortunately, don't have too many places to use it. Pretty good in Hempatra, though. They also do pay for the study trigger. Over to Bruna's turn, Bonk Crypt will trigger, and the Chroma Angel of Wrath will lose a time counter. She'll come back into play next turn. Hopefully somebody has an answer for it. Wouldn't mind if it's us, but we still need lands more than anything else. Quicksilver Amulet to the stack for Bruna. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. To our turn, we finally get a land. Unfortunately, it's not double green or double red. We do already have double green, so I guess that's what we're going to be going with. Let's get down a Chameleon Colossus. It is, in fact, a giant and just about everything else. It comes into play. Elemental Bond will trigger. Unfortunately for us, we're not going to be getting that card because the Notion Thief. Sad face. Let's go ahead and attack into the Tasigur player because I'd like to draw my extra cards. And we'll send Boo over at the Bruna player. Bruna with a Quicksilver Amulet activation. Okay, only 3 cards in hand, so at least they're starting to run out of some angels, but it's probably going to be an angel. Rhea Dawnbringer, that's unfortunate. Poor Boo is going to get squished. Okay, they actually don't block Blue at all. They take the 1 over on Bruna's side. Tasigur takes the 3 down to 14. Let's pass it off. Tasigur's turn sees Treasure Cruise to the stack. They also revealed Arcane Signet for Bob. They are down to 12. Arcane Signet coming down. Tasigur on the attack. It's both off into the mystery player. Let's see what they're going to do about it. The mystery player does not block. They are down to 33. It's Polymorph onto Bob. Let's see what it turns into. Okay, we have a Jace, Vern's Prodigy into play. Draw a card, discard a card. If there are 5 more cards in your graveyard, exile this and return him to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. He turns into Jace the Telepath Unbound. +1, up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0 until your next turn. -3, you may cast an instant sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell to be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Kinda wish this was also on a red walker at some point. -9, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, target opponent mills 5 cards. They also follow up with a Nature's Claim. They are destroying the Radiant Destiny. The mystery player, through their entire turn, nothing happens. Rolling on over to Bruna. We have a number of triggers. Rhea Dawnbringer will be able to recur something from the graveyard to the battlefield. I bet it will be Gisela. A Chroma comes out of suspension in her Exile, Stasis, Hellvault type thing, and the Bonk Crypt will trigger. We have a Chroma cast from Exile, Ristic Study will trigger. Bruna the Fading Light coming back down. That means Brazel is coming back. That's a sad face. Ochroma is on the attack. It's off into the Tasigur player. That'll be half their life total at this point. They will go down to 6 without any kind of response. They're down to 6. Gisela and Bruna, they meld into the abomination that is Priscilla, Voice of Nightmares. Yeah, I think they're not coming back ever. Although, to be fair, I don't know if they're dead. Our turn gives us Spire Garden. Yay, a land. Let's go ahead and do the Tectonic Giant. Leave up white like we have some removal. We'll go ahead and let Tasigur draw the card. We get a trigger. That means we get to draw a card. Unfortunately for us, Notion Thief is still in play, so we do not get that card. Let's go ahead and attack into Tasigur. We will only attack with Minsc, though. No reason to do anything weird. And I suppose we'll attack into the mystery player as well, just because reasons. We have a response out of the mystery player. They're destroying our elemental bond. That's a sad face. I was kind of hoping they'd destroy the Quicksilver Amulet, but okay, damage is good across the board. The mystery player down to 29, Tasigur down to 3. Let's go ahead and pass it off. We lost our card draw, so Notion Thief being dead doesn't matter as much anymore. We do have Protector of the Crown, Riskard's Expertise, and Shamanic Revelation. So we're okay. I do hope we get another land next turn. Riskard's Expertise won't really summon anything besides the Shamanic Revelation, though. And it's a bit of a sad face because we only gained the 4 life, but 4 cards is nothing to sneeze at. Over to Tasigur's turn. Sylvan Library will trigger. They get some card selection. I doubt they'll pay the life because, well, they can't according to the rules. Tasigur's main phase 1 sees a dig through time. Alright, maybe they're looking for a way to stay alive. Second main for Tasigur, Jace of Vern's Prodigy will be activated. That's it for Tasigur. Over to the mystery player. They're suffering as much on lands as we are, so I guess that's a nice thing? Sort of? Speaking of, though, there's a land in play. Vivid Creek. So let's see what they do at the turn. Hopefully it's not a board wipe necessarily. Our card draw being green does depend on our creatures, minus Protector of the Crown. We have an attack from the mystery player. The Wickerbow Elder is off into the Tasigur player. If they don't block, they die. Notion Thief, are you going to bite the bullet? And the Tasigur player takes it and goes down. Quite the aggressive deck they had over there. Lots of life spent to gain an advantage. I guess it just didn't get to what they needed. Good game to our opponent. Moving on over to Bruna, we have some triggers. Bruna wins the flip on the bonk trigger. 4 cards in hand after the draw, and some big scary angels. We have Knight of the White Orchid coming down. Yeah, they only have 4 lands. Okay, so they will be able to get a land from their deck. We have an Amulet activation. That'll be another angel into play, I wager. That's Lara Dawnbringer. That's an Angel Tribal Commander. Okay, and they have lifelink. That's going to make things brutally oppressive. We have some attacks. Let's see where they're going. 2 angels off into us. We'll be taking 12. Brazilla off into the mystery player. They'll be taking 10. It won't be... Oh, it is their commander. Okay, I was just wondering if that would count as commander damage. It does. So, let's see. 10 to our opponent, 12 to us. That's going to hurt a lot. And our opponent over there who's attacking us will gain 22 life. We are down to 26. The mystery player down to 19. The Bruna player up to 54. Yeah, we need to draw something pretty fast here. I don't think we're going to have anything, though. Oh, sorry, we are down to 21. Forgot about that first strike on a Chroma. To our turn, we get Rampant Growth. Yeah, that's not something we need right now. Let's go ahead, I guess, and play the Shamanic Revelation. Just get a little bit of life back. Unfortunately, their angels have Vigilance, so there's not too much we can do right now. We get some lands and Secure Tribe Elder. Put Battlefield's Forged into play. And I guess we'll just kind of pass it off. I don't want to take away our other opponent by... Oh, and our other opponent quits the game. Looks like we are going to die. We have to discard. Let's discard the Rampant Growth. I'd rather just get the Secure Tribe Elder down and do it. Over to Bruna's turn, and we're not long for the world. Mana Crypt and Ray of Dawnbringer will trigger. It does not look like they have any creatures, so let's see if they win the flip or not. Bruna loses the flip there, down to 56. And there's the attack. That is 27 damage. We are going to die. And there we go, to -2. I am going to give it to the player who couldn't have their commander because while they did quit at the end, it was looking pretty grim anyway. Not going to count that against them. They stayed even though a big piece of what makes Commander a playable format wasn't there, so kudos to them. And there it is, 2 votes for us, 2 votes for the mystery player, 1 vote for the winner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Yeah, we have some major problems here. We weren't getting lands, our card draw just wasn't going to pan out without that stuff, and we didn't run into any mass removal. So all of that needs to be upgraded, and possibly even some different kinds of card draw. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pare down some of the giants. They're just too large without that ramp, so we also need a larger ramp package. And some of our giants just aren't that good. Grasping Giant, for instance, comes into play and doesn't do anything, but when it attacks, if it blocks an exile creature till it leaves the battlefield. Yeah, we can probably just use a spell for that. Something like Pier's Whim we can take out for some other kind of land search, put in some other artifact or enchantment destruction. No problems there. The only 2 removal I see right now are Realmcloak Giant and Winds of Abandon. That's clearly not enough. On top of that, I think we need to just pare down the CMC or the MV of the entire deck and just make it a little bit more lean, add some lands or some ramp. Because this version of the deck is just not working. So a bit of a revamp for video 3. However, if you did see any cards that you want to purchase for yourself in paper, sealed product, or gaming accessories to protect all of that glory, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. Helps out the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps us buy more cards so we can put in better things. Because frankly, this deck had a lot of promise and I'm just kind of disappointed, and that's all my fault, so I'm going to rip this thing apart and give it another go. And hopefully for video 3, we'll be smashing more face with giant hamsters or just giants in general. Until then, stay safe out there.